me? Thank God, God gave me a chance one more time, stand in front of you. And thank Pastor and Akku and Benito and Benji and everyone and who are in charge and coming over here. And I can stand over here. Last Jason, my son, last couple days, he went to downtown Ballard and staying in the church 3 days, last 3 days. And yesterday, ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇച്ചിരി ഫുഡൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയ പിള്ളേർക്ക് വേണ്ടി he took about 30 kids and went over there and he cleaning the church and feeding the homeless around that area. And so amazing to watch him, doing those work and, what a blessed. Our kids are doing different things, our prayers are, and thank you for the prayers and continuously young kids, hear about all the Bible words and God bless them. We may think about, they're going to grow up, God said, righteous never stumble, their children never begging for bread. And the same way, we were pushing Jason coming to hear and saying Bible words, and now God, give him a chance. He's leading the kids to Christ, and what a blessed. He grown up in this church, and think about, many places, God is putting our kids are leaders, every one of them, wherever they go, they were the leaders. And something touched my heart is, I'm going to say a word, and before even, I'm going to make a joke, nice to have something, we can laugh. And I heard this joke. It's one big pond, about 4 fishes in the pond, and 3 fishes were small, and one was shark. And shark wanted to eat the small fish all the time. And this small fish, one of them prayed, God, give me eyes, many more eyes. That's why I can see this guy, coming, and I can move away. And second one prayed, God, give me wings. I can fly away, anytime shark come and attack. And third one prayed, God, would you please stay with me? I don't want nothing else. And when the shark, ready to attack, the fish got many eyes, look around before even look, and the shark swallow the fish. And second one, and the fish got wings, they start flying, and the birds come on and took them. And third one prayed, God, you stay with me. If God is staying with you, nothing will happen. Nobody can touch you. And God is a good God. And something touched my heart is, the familiar story, the lady with the bleeding, and God healing, the lady. A simple story. Everybody knows the story. I don't have too much, nothing special, but it's touched my heart. Is I'm going to read a word of the Mark chapter 5, verse 25. A woman was there who have been subject to bleeding for 12 years. She got suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors and had spent all she got. Yet, instead of getting things better, she grew worse. Verse 27. When she heard about Jesus, she come up behind him and the crowd and touched his coat. And because she thought, if I just touch his cloth, I will be healed. Immediately, her bleeding stopped, and she felt in her body that she was freed from her suffering. And we look at the stories, God did a miracle in the other side of the demon possessed man, and he coming back, and all the crowd, ആ പുരുഷാരമെല്ലാം യേശുവിനെ കുറെ അറിഞ്ഞു ഇത് തിരിച്ചു വരുന്നെന്നുള്ളത്. And വന്നതായ സമയത്ത് I heard Jesus here, they all start following him. And the same time, a synagogue ruler named Jairus. He come and told Jesus, and he fell in his feet and plead earnestly with him, "My little daughter is dying." You look at this situation. One person got lots of money, is famous in the community. He got a problem. Daughter is dying. At the same time, the lady with the bleeding, she lost everything she got. She has nothing left. She wanted to come to touch Jesus. This morning, we think about our situation. We are different family, different situation come to us. We think about that, just like this lady. Think about, if I go to this church, Sunday morning with the expectation God going to touch me, and opportunity don't come all the time. Many times, we say two or more come together, any place, anywhere, God is here. Whoever come to God must believe He exists and He is a God, prayer answering God. He came, and the lady and expect, and she was coming, and the woman was, she got 12 years, so many years, and also the girl was 12 years, and the lady was bleeding almost 12 years. It's comparing something going on, and the sickness is like, pretty serious thing. And that time you look at the hair, if you have a problem like that, the community kick her out of there, and there's no she cannot attend any functional, she cannot touch anything, and but she decided, I want to touch my God. Doesn't matter. Even though everybody don't care about me, I want to go touch him. She went and she walked with him and started touching him. Suddenly, she had heard about Jesus. She come up behind him, and the crowd touched his cloak, and as soon as she touched his cloth, and she got healed. Immediately, bleeding stopped. And our life, we don't know when God, we get a touch. I remember, I always say, and some other people are new here, Vincy was sick, really bad, and serious, very serious, and doctors want to put her in the ventilator. Every hour was kicking, and Sunday, pastor and many people come and prayed. I felt the touch that day, and they said it's going to be a long disease for her to recover, but I felt the presence of God in the hospital. That night, they think over many days you're going to be end up in the hospital. That it didn't happen that about 3 or 4 after the church they all come. Nothing happened there, but the midnight, everything changed around. I see the touch. That's the same way, God is real. He is touching us. He is going to be here. And nothing is too hard for God. With God, all things are possible. And my own story, so much I can tell. But, someday, because I've become closer to God, life was just like I came to this land, and everything was nice and beautiful, and lots of money, making more money. I went to another one, and Jojan can tell. Jojan come and counsel me many times, and but my goal was, I was away more. I push him. I want to go more away from God, but one day, God, I see that things are not happening. I see just like I'm making the money, putting in the hole. All the money is gone, and suddenly we think about waiting 4 or 5 years, we want to have kids, and we have problem for, she, many problems, we don't have any kids. And suddenly, Jason conceived her, and she started bleeding again. And that time I realized, why this situation, everything is not, and everything is not the way we want. Something you had to give it to somebody's hand. You have to commit our life to him. And one to another one come, I have no place to go. I start putting God first in my life. And God started changing things, and God gave us Jason, our life. And he is with us. Even though sometimes we think about nothing happening, no situation is getting worse. And you look at this lady. She spent the money she got instead of getting healed. Is getting better. Is getting, is better than getting better. She grew worse. A situation, one time I got a little mole in my just like in my face. It kind of bothered me every time I shave. And I start bleeding. I said, man, why? I had to take care of this thing. And I went to a hospital. I saw a doctor, and he said, oh, no problem, you'll go away. And he gave me a medicine and put it on. I did a couple of times, and he trying to freeze the thing, and he's just like, he'll go away, it's just some time. He's coming back again. The third time I went there, some way the same guy was there. As soon as he saw me, why you are here? He's telling me. I said, I have this thing is not going away. I need to go a specialist or some kind of, I had to take care of this thing. Because I did 2 times already, nothing works. I don't know what to do. And even that lady's situation, she treated the best, so many times, but she has no hope. But, happened is that one of the pastor was praying from India, and some way, I didn't told about this story about him. Anyway, when I was on the phone, because we had a Zoom, COVID time. Everybody so many Zooms going on, and I met this pastor, and he was praying for me. We were praying. We usually pray quite a bit of time. And this thing fell down on the praying time. He didn't pray for me or nothing. I don't know. God touched me that day. He didn't come back again so far. It's many years now. And see, I was running. This is like so many things. And that's the same way, that desperation, this lady went and touched our God. And say, Jesus realized the power, going through, he knows the power, went someplace, and touched somebody. And he turned around and asking, who touched me? Suddenly, and he may know who exactly touched him, but he's asked, who touched me? And she doesn't want to say anything because she knows what's going to happen. But he calling, our God calling, daughter. This, lady, not acceptable for that community, calling daughter. We are his daughters, we are sons. Doesn't matter what we did in our life, how bad our situation, we are the sons and daughters of God. And he never leaves us. Doesn't matter how deep we are. Yesterday, I tell you a story. We have at the church, we have a ministry called New Heart. If you drugs and alcoholic people, if we want to come out of this situation, and we have a house, or ladies, we have a ladies home, and also we have men's home. And most of the guys, very young kids, their families are very rich people, and they can stay almost an year there and clean up, and they can go. Most of them, they out of there, they go, pretty much, they out of this situation, and they can have a normal life. Most of them come, but as soon as they finish, some of them come and spend time with me. And yesterday morning, and one of the guy, he may be like 30, 35, and a couple kids, and the wife is gone. He was homeless for many days, and no hope. And but the situation, I'm trying to tell a story. He got a car, and his old car he got. One of the church members always, they donate cars, for this guy as soon as he's finished. He got an old car, and he trying to fix everything. He put $800 for this car trying to fix it. But, yesterday morning he was, coming to help me, coming to church, and the car stopped. And he came and told me, John, my car is gone. I spent $800, and he told me he will take all the food to Jason in Ballard, and I'll take care of everything. And he told John, I cannot go. Suddenly, he was with me. Another person called, and telling him, oh, I heard about what happened about your car. If you want, my daughter, my daughter had a car sitting out there, and it's like, happiness, the right timing, right place and right time. He got okay, I said, I'm going to give you a ride. Anyway, that morning he lost one car. At the evening, God provided him. That he took all the food that evening with the new car, took it, come with me all the way to Ballard. And God is the provider. This is Jehovah Jireh. The only God is a nice car, better than the one he lost. I told him, you lost the car, God going to provide. I was praying in the morning. We were spending time together. Suddenly we got a phone call, and we cannot, sometimes we don't get that kind of things. But God knows exactly, He's the provider. And you look at the Red Sea, you look at, Moses was in the Red Sea. And they have a difficult time. They don't know how to, because, you looking back, they cannot go back. They cannot take a right or left. They had to cross the river, cross the sea. And God told Moses, what is in your hand? And, the staff you got, use, just raise them up your hand, and tell this Red Sea. We believe, God, He started raising His hand and staff to the Red Sea. God put His hand on him, and they made the way. Thailand, they can walk through. Every time we look at it, our life, we need to think about every time pastor asking us, raising our hand or worshiping, clapping our hand, we start doing things. We had to do, things in our life, just a little bit of pushing, and God will come and putting our hand. As soon as, because, my kids come, even sometimes they come and climb on me. And if I cannot carry them anymore, but they're little. If they raise the hand, I lift them up, I pick them up. And if you have a need, if you want to touch, God touch. You raise your hand, God will touch you. He won't walk away. And saying God, and this you look at the back, the same Jairus' daughter. What happened is, on the way, still, this is all happened, though, and the lady get healed, and they all walking towards the Jairus' house, and suddenly people are coming and telling, your daughter is dead. what is the reason you need to go? Your daughter is gone. But Jesus went there. Don't be afraid, just believe. And we just believe things happen. We look at the Isaac, the little guy, Isaac. Every time I see him, I'm just like so happy to see him. He start walking. And what a blessed, and just believe things are happening, And anyone, but, Jesus said, did not, but he went to his house and did not let anyone to follow him except Peter, James, and John, and the brother of James. And we need to, the thing happen is we need to shut our ears what the enemy telling us. We need to close our door. We need to have an encouraging, and get the, sometimes I like songs. Most of the time I listen songs. Maybe the encouraging songs, encouraging messages, put it in our heart. With God, all things are possible. Blessed are those who pure in our heart. They will see God, and our hearts, we need to be, as long as our heart need to be clean and trusting God, God can do miracle, and God heal that, the girl, and is a little girl said to you to get up. And even a dead girl, God can give life to the dead girl. And and this morning I encourage, doesn't matter what is our situation, even though a daughter with a dead daughter or the problem with the bleeding, and any kind of sickness, maybe financial problem, maybe family problem, doesn't matter. Nothing is too hard for God. God can give you the strength. God can give you, take care of us. Even difficult situation, even we don't get that answer right away. Once you pray, God give you the peace. He will walk with us. Right away, we can feel the presence of God in our life. I bless, be more closer to God, and we trust in Him. You look at the opportunity, what we can do better for God. God bless you. This our church going to be, I pray, going to be a blessing to many people. It's going to be the light and around this area. And this church is one of the oldest church. I tell you another story. This our Pastor Barry called me, and oh John, you guys looking for a church? I said, yeah, we're looking for a church. And I got a guy, another New Heart guy. He was another time, and same time he was with me at the church. He called, and I told him, hey, our church, we're looking for a church, and this church is available. What do you think about, John? You should do the best, to get the place right away. And he's from here, and he told me, and also suddenly, okay, we're going to do it. The happiness happened. This guy, we were talking and everything. Within the next week, and they found him, in the apartment. He's gone. The next week, and something happened to him. Some kind of tragedy happened to his life, and he's gone. Every time I think about the last word, Yochan said, not the last communication with him, I was like that. And the next week I'm gone, and I said, like, my goodness, this God's, it's like, nobody knows what's going on tomorrow, but God is a good God. Doesn't matter, we live one more day, with God is with us. He never leave us, never forsake us. God bless you, Pastor. Thank you. Pastor,
thank you.
Finish.
Thank you. Praise the Lord. Thank you, John, for this wonderful and blessed devotion. Thank you.